Going on, everyone? John Matrix here. So today we are going to be finishing up this playlist of Kane Pixels with the Backrooms. This is Damage Control. This is the last video in this playlist, so looking forward to checking this out. Hopefully it'll answer some questions, but if not, then I guess we'll have to I guess potentially he's still making more. Maybe he's just been busy doing other things. I guess he might be making, you know, an actual movie or doing some other things that has prevented him from keeping, you know, creating more in this series. But regardless, hopefully we get some more answers, and then once we get through this, at some point I'll probably go through and do a reaction to like a breakdown video and see how close my speculations and theories and whatnot are to, I guess, what is really potentially going on here. So links down below in the description as always to Kane Pixels channel and to the playlist here of his. So if you do me a favor, click those links. If you enjoy those videos of his, give him a like, give him a sub. And yeah, we're doing this live for my YouTube members. We'd love to have you guys come in here and hang out during these discussions and join us. You can also get early access to my videos up to a week and a plethora of other things. So if you have any interest in that, click the join button down below. If you'd like to take your you know, support to the next level monetarily, would greatly appreciate it. It helps me and will allow me to continue to create more YouTube content for you guys. But regardless, I just appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out and watching the videos. Yeah, so with all that being said, get into this. So again, this is Damage Control, Backrooms.
Mark, this is Team A. Do you read us?
Hey team, this is Mark. I read you. What is it? We need immediate arms support in room 14C. My team now being held at gunpoint by a hostile. I repeat, please send immediate arms support to room 14C.
For that panel, it should connect.
What was that?
That was a gunshot, brother. Oh, for real. Yeah, this could be the start of the downfall of Async. This could be why at the beginning, the first video or whatever, like, they might have got shut down after that point because of this. You know, that gets found out that, you know, everything that's been going on, this place is unstable. This guy's been trapped in here. They covered this up, etc., etc. And that's why in the very first video, you know, it looks like everything's more run down, you know, yada, yada. So yeah, it would also, I guess, maybe indicate that this guy might have continued to be trapped in here. Because remember, in the first video, we see more like drawings and things on the wall with a giant like calendar of hash marks and some pictures of, you know, a window drawing with the sun and stuff like that. So this guy might have been stuck in here. Oh shit, yeah, we see him running out through here. Oh yeah, he gets out. Maybe. It could be. I feel like this guy's gonna get gunned down here. Yikes. He's booking it. I would too. I'd be getting out of there as soon as I fucking could, man. They're running after him? He's got a gun.
Alright,
like to thank you all once again for your
Uh-oh.
patience on this.
Press conference time.
It's been a stressful 15 hours for all of us here, and while he cannot currently be with us, Dr. Beck sends his apologies regarding the numerous inconveniences caused by our decision to keep you here overnight.
Of course, Beck couldn't be here. Okay, and this isn't a press conference kind of thing. This is a staff meeting. All these people had to be kept here overnight. I wonder if they're gonna like kill them all. They're gonna execute like everyone here to cover this shit up or something.
Now, it appears that the situation has reached a point of some stability. We're still looking into a few things, but I feel that we can now properly address what occurred without running into speculation. What happened last night should not have happened. Not here, not with us. What occurred was a gross misunderstanding that was the result of some severe information mismanagement. Even now, I believe most of you still have an incomplete idea of what took place last night. So before I fill you in, I need to address the fact that there has been information deliberately withheld from many of you on the project. Now, these choices were not made lightly and were done for only the best of reasons.
Right.
However, I want to make it abundantly clear that following the events of last night, it has been proven to us that that method of conducting ourselves was not viable. So, I'm coming to you now to correct this mistake and begin delivering the authentic order of events as we understand them.
We're gonna get the truth?
First, a team of 4 researchers was sent in to understand that conducting ourselves was not viable. So,
Okay, so we're gonna, I guess, see. Yeah. Wait, are they? Yeah. I guess we're going to hear their version of the order of events that have taken place. Whether or not it's going to be the full truth based on what we know or not, I guess we'll find out.
I'm coming to you now to correct this mistake and begin delivering the authentic order of events as we understand them. On the morning of March 1st, a team of 4 researchers was sent into the complex to conduct
That ain't March 1st.
their routine layout analysis. George Levy, Marvin Lee, Ronald McCarthy, and Peter Tench. At around 12:25 p.m., the group realized that they had lost track of Tench while traversing a previously accessed branch of hallways. As you'll recall, this prompted an immediate withdrawal of response back to standard, followed by several days of significant search efforts. However, those ultimately yielded nothing, and as far as any of us were concerned, Tench had simply vanished, leaving no physical trace. Now, for obvious reasons, that wasn't something that we could disclose to the public, so roughly 2 weeks following his disappearance, our security team was forced to put together a more acceptable cause of death that would keep attention away from this institute and provide closure to the family.
Did they say he got in a car accident and died?
So, that is all close to common knowledge, I presume. Not all of you were with us at the time of the incident, however, you're certainly aware of the effects it has had on our internal procedures over the past few months. Regardless, that was where Tench's involvement in this came to an end. Or, at least, that's what we assumed. Because on May 8th at approximately 5:30 p.m., a motion alert was sent out from the complex, which was closed off at the time. One of our senior engineers was sent down to assess the situation.
For real?
Discovered a male dressed in hazard gear who we were able to identify as Peter Tench. Immediately following this discovery, Tench was moved to a secure room on this floor where, over the following days, a select group of doctors were able to administer a panel of tests in order to determine what had happened to Peter in the 2 months he had been gone. Those tests yielded very little useful information. By all measures, Peter appeared to be in excellent health. However, we were still provided one very useful tool in understanding how the situation unfolded from his perspective. Some of you may recall that on the day of his disappearance, Tench was his team's designated camera operator. Well, when we recovered him, he still had that camera in his possession, and in fact had documented the entire ordeal. The footage will be presented in its entirety later today. However, for the purpose of this discussion, I will only be highlighting key events. This is the hallway where Peter was last seen. They're not in view, but you can hear the others walking behind him. Now, as he approaches the bench on the right here, pay close attention to the audio.
Guys, can you hear this? Guys, can you hear this? Hey!
Now, I'd like to save the discussion for afterwards, but what you just saw is what we believe to be the moment that Peter was instantaneously transported 2 months forward in time.
Yep.
Following that abrupt flash you just saw, Tench proceeds back out into the hallway in search of his team, but is without any indication of their presence. The next 30 or so minutes of the tape follow a fairly panicked Tench as he attempts to navigate his way back to the threshold. He does obviously find his way back. However, the threshold appears not as he knows it, but as it appeared on the date of May 8th.
Yeah, it seems like it so far.
This ties us back to the moment when we recovered him. So, to summarize, from his point of view, he had only been inside the complex for several hours. So to him, all of the new developments surrounding the threshold were completely foreign. Luckily, though, as I already mentioned, there were people available to manage the situation as it unfolded. And over the course of the following days, we were able to properly sit down with Peter and work with him to gain a collective understanding of what had happened.
They got reality, Scranton reality, anchors they're placing here,
However, there was still the very significant fact that Mr. Tench was considered legally deceased as a result of the cover story. And
Yeah.
that would be no
They fucking said he got into a car accident and died and told his family that. Bro, what? I mean, like, that's fucking scummy, dude. Like, how do you like go to a family and say someone's dead when you don't know? I mean, I guess technically, like, you don't know what happened to him. He just disappeared, right? I don't know. I guess from like what do you do if you're async? The head of async at that point. It's like, okay, you genuinely don't know what happened to him. As far as you know, from his point of view, he went in there and then just disappeared. You don't know where he went, what happened to him. If they haven't seen, I guess I think at that point, any other kind of instabilities or anything like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like a better thing to say would be like, we don't know what happened to him. He went in there and just disappeared. We don't know. I mean, yeah, I do feel like they definitely tossed him back in there afterwards, because they said they did some medical examinations on him, so I could easily sit there and see them like giving him some drugs to knock him out, and when they sealed the place off, they threw him in there and then sealed him in with, whatever the entity is. Easily could see that being the case, and they just covered it up and they just said, "Yep, he's dead."
Considered legally deceased as a result of the cover story, and reversing that would be no easy feat. He understood this and was willing to cooperate while we looked for a way to reintegrate him without raising suspicion.
Right.
Unfortunately, though, that process ended up taking quite a bit longer than we had anticipated. And all the while, Peter was sucked out here, waiting idly by. We did our best to keep him engaged, but it is hard to calm.
So they're trying to say that he had a mental breakdown and then broke out. That's what they're recovering it up by doing this. They're going to say that he had some kind of mental breakdown. They kept him in here for months while they were trying to find a way to reintegrate him. He had a mental breakdown, forced his way out, and, shot someone in the process, trying to make him again the bad guy. I bet that's what's going on here.
Combat the effects of prolonged sensory deprivation on the human brain.
Yep.
And as a result, Peter's mental state took a toll. Not to a degree that was outright concerning at first, but around the end of week 2, we noticed that he was starting to exhibit a number of behaviors common in patients diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, though we don't have reason to believe that Mr. Tench was afflicted with that condition. Whatever the case, while he didn't express it outright, from what we could gather, he appeared to have deluded himself into believing that he was still inside some sort of illusion created by the complex, and that we were secretly looking to do him harm. This all came to a head on the night of the 22nd, when, while Tench was finally about to be transferred to a temporary above-ground residence, he broke away from us and, using stolen credentials, forced his way back into the complex, where he would go undiscovered until just last night, when he ambushed and violently attacked Team B in room 14C, leaving Dr. Bloom in critical condition. We can presume that during the 2 or so days Tench spent in the complex, he let go of the idea that he could somehow escape through an alternate threshold, but still held on to the belief that all of us here were working to trap him in some way, despite our actions saying exactly the opposite. Immediately after firing a single shot from the Remington 870 to Dr. Bloom's side, Tench fled the scene and headed to the threshold outpost, where he would turn the weapon on several more of you while progressing into standard and through the lower offices. Given the abrupt and chaotic...
Like the big hole in their story, though, is like, if they were about to transfer him to above ground residence, why is he now trying to get out? If he was trying to get into the complex in the first place, you know, back in, why would he now be trying to leave? You know what I mean? And like, there's holes in their story, of course, but
nature of the unfolding situation.
For real.
Took our security team.
He's an innocent person. I mean, he got caught up in a fucked up situation, and Async is, yeah, just trying to cover their asses, obviously.
Ideally should have, to figure out what was happening. But thankfully, while Tench was passing through one of the empty labs next to storage,
Right.
Dr. Maxwell was able to act quickly and managed to disarm him, accidentally discharging the weapon into the ceiling in the process, though. However, Tench still managed to avoid apprehension, fleeing into the maintenance wing and evading our security staff by taking the freight elevator to the surface. Now, this situation could have played out very badly, given the potential number of witnesses around the building at the time. But luckily for everyone involved, as far as we can tell, Tench was not noticed as he exited the property. Around 5 minutes later, our security team made it to the ground floor and began a thorough sweep in the direction of the hillside where cameras had last observed Tench. Now, there's no easy way to say this other than to just say it. I am terribly sorry to
say committed suicide.
but Mr. Tench was found deceased halfway down the hillside. The result of an extreme blow to the head. It appears that while he was running through some brush, he failed to anticipate a sudden dip in the ground.
Sure.
And tragically fell forward into a large rock.
Sure.
Given the circumstances, it was not something any of us could have anticipated or prevented. The tragedy of the entire situation undoubtedly remains, but Dr. Tench, regardless of how troubled he was in his final days, was a brilliant man who gave his all to this project. He would certainly not want us hindering it in his name. What we're doing here is so much bigger than any one person. It is the work of a unified effort, and we need to ensure that that is never lost sight of. That we hold on to the pre-established notion that Peter is and has been deceased. That is done, and there is nothing more to be extracted.
Yeah, let's hold up.
Is and has been deceased. That is done, and there is nothing more to be extracted.
So, I mean, yeah, drug, the needle here. I don't know, it's... He's gonna make a phone call to his family. This is the same music that gets played in the Backrooms area sometimes, too. Interesting. It kind of ended abruptly there. But let's go through here, I guess, maybe kind of try to do this frame by frame here. So we see the needle on the ground here indicating some kind of drug, you know, being administered, but I don't know. It looks weird the way this is, right? Why is it not moving forward and backward? It's not letting me go frame by frame here for some reason. There we go, now it is. I don't know what this is. I guess that's some kind of drawing. Another picture of like a desk. Maybe him leaving. Like, I don't know. This is him, I guess, running. This looks like a CCTV, like security video of him, like maybe outside in the parking lot. And then I would assume this is him probably calling like his family, right? I don't know. I feel like it's a situation where, you know, they found him when he came back in.
Extracted.
You know, the medical examination they had or whatever they did whatever they did. They questioned him. I feel like they drugged him and then they threw him back in there. That's what I think happened. And he'd been trapped in there since. However, that doesn't answer the question of food and water in there. If he had been, let's just say this story is true, right? Let's say the story is true that Async's telling us here, that he had they created a cover story, right? That he had died in an accident of some sort, told his family, and they did held him, you know, underground while they were trying to figure out a way to like reintegrate him to say that, you know, it wasn't him, blah blah blah. And he was being held, and he did have a mental breakdown eventually, right? Let's say that is true. You know, I don't know. It's just a situation where it's like the one thing that kind of breaks my theory, I guess, of him like being thrown back in there is the fact that if he'd been in there for months, like I guess was indicated by the guy there, you know, they didn't know. I guess it depends on how long it would have been from him. We would have to go back through and try to check dates of the footage when it was recorded, right? I guess let's see here in the description what it says. Yeah, this is 5/26/90. Probably was stealing from Async. They had supplies laying all over there. Also, it's possible that Marvin's saying you've been gone for months doesn't mean since he got tossed back in, but since he disappeared. Right, exactly. That's what I'm thinking, you know? You know, for his perspective, he hadn't seen him in months. So, like, again, like, the theory of him being, like, I guess, potentially drugged and just thrown back in there, the question would be is, like, how long is it that he would have been in there for? You know what I mean? If that is the case. Because, again, he would only be able to live in there for so long without food and water. And of course, there's the entities in there which could have gotten him and killed him as well. So I guess the question would be is like, when did they wall off that area? And then when did they decide to break down the barrier and go in after it? Right. That would be the question of how much time would have occurred. Like, he disappeared months ago, shifted forward. Yeah, they said it was like a 2-month period from when he shifted forward. Got picked up, examined, then they call back, says they say toss back in, and someone later ambushed him and snags the gun. He was definitely along with the maps from the back rooms and makes him draw. Right, exactly. So it indicates that he was in there for a long time. And, okay, well, technically, even potentially, the first video could indicate he was in there for even longer. Let's say that the very first video. Let's bring this back up. I'm gonna bring the first video back up. Let's see if I can get to the one spot that I'm thinking of here. See if I can find it. No, we probably already passed it. Yeah, here we go. What the hell? It's like, it's hard to really see. He zooms in here, but like, yeah, if you look, like, trying to get like a clearer picture of it. But like, these look like hash marks, right? Indicating that this is a calendar. So I mean, if that's the case, like, there's all that, all of this writing right here, all this right here, all this right here, those are hash marks. If this is Tench that did this, he's been in there for a very long time, right? Without food and water. I mean, it's possible. It's possible that he could have been shifting around a lot. But the other thing is, I mean, I don't know. Perhaps maybe, well, because I mean, we get the full camera footage from, well, no. So we get the camera footage from Tench, right? That indicates up to when Async found him again. But then all of this right here could have happened after they might have thrown him back in here again. You know what I'm saying? So if that is the case, right, then he's been in here for a very long time, again, without any kind of sustenance. But, you know, again, who knows how time shifting shit like that works? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you don't. I don't know. The Backrooms is weird. Who knows if he gets like hungry and shit like that? Maybe they provided him food. You know, I don't know. That would be weird if they did. Like, why would they provide him like ways to keep himself alive when they're trying to cover up that he is actually alive? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I tend to lean more towards the idea of, yeah, during the medical examination of Tench, they probably drugged him, threw him back in here, and then walled him off along with the creature. And he's been trapped in here for however long it's been. Now, this also could potentially be someone else, right? This picture right here could be from another person that Kane Pixels had potentially, you know, he could have had set this up for something that he still hasn't done yet in his movie series. You know what I mean? It's also totally possible that he was stealing supplies from Async. It's possible, I guess. You know, it's possible that he was. It would be kind of weird because you would think that if that's the case, that there would be some kind of reports of supplies missing, and that you would think that there'd be sightings of him. You know, I mean, there was that one video. Let's see here. Motion detected. Let me open this one. Because there was this video where we see video recordings of different things that happened at different times. So let's watch this. Yeah, these guys walking through here. Same guys. Coming back a different way. But there's a one point where we see like something like come through the ceiling. Supervisor passes, yeah. Noise detected. Threshold barrier closed. Maybe this right here is Tench trying to break through the barrier. Maybe this noise right here, this banging noise. Maybe that's him like beating on the barrier trying to break through. Well, doesn't async cover up any missing flies or siding, especially the right? You know, right. Of course they would cover it up, but we as the viewer, you would think Kane Pixels would like kind of give us kind of a clue into that, you know, like we as the viewer would probably have privy to that knowledge, but they would want to cover it up. So we would have knowledge of them trying to cover that up, you know? Yeah, this potentially could be like Tench trying to break through the barrier to get back in, but he can't. This could be that again. Huh. I wonder if this microphone failure thing is him trying to somehow send an SOS signal through the radio. I mean, I don't know I don't know Morse code, but I wonder if somehow he's like trying to like tap into the radio and say something, and like that's what that's picking up, like a potential break in radio signals or whatever. See, this right here though, I think is one of the entities, because like again we see at times where like panels are like broken loose on the roofs. So I think this is like one of the entities like going in and out of one of the spots. Or maybe it's just a person like floating. I don't know. It almost kind of looks like someone like there's like a dude just floating here. I don't know. But I would think because we see in future videos like the panels of the roofs broken, indicating where he's been through, that I feel like that's what that is. So I mean, I don't know. I kind of think that the story that Ace thinks thrown out there is a cover story. I think they drugged him, threw him back in here. I think the noises that were undetermined could have been Tench trying to break down the barrier to get back out. And I think that the hash marks calendar that we see here is could be from Tench. You know what I mean?
What the hell? Don't.
And it could also be that Tench had avoided the entity by doing this. Like this is a warning to anyone else who saw this. Like maybe he... Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Oh, wait, stuff on the wall said stay still. Maybe it wasn't like we thought, and that he actually figured out we needed to stay still. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And maybe that's how he survived in there for so long, was that this thing like somehow is like attacks based on motion. And so if you stay still, it can't detect you, you know, kind of like a T-Rex or whatever. But I don't know, very interesting. I definitely think it's more of a situation where Async covered it up. I also think that some of the stuff here at the end maybe kind of confirms it. Like, I think this might be supposed to be Tench right here in a CCTV camera, like either outside the parking lot of the Async place or whatever, maybe indicating that he didn't go where they thought he could, and maybe this is like security footage that they missed that's breaking up the story, you know, from what they're saying. I don't know. But then obviously here at the end, the weird thing at the end, okay, this music, this noise that's in the background is noise that we hear at times in the back rooms as people are going through. Right. And I'm wondering if this is an indication where, like, he's not actually dead, and, like, maybe this is his family's place, and he's, like, calling them. But what I'm trying to wonder is, like, why is this music we hear in the background the same music that we hear sometimes in the back rooms? Maybe it's an indication that his house has a portal open in there, and that his family had actually got sucked in, and they're gone? I don't know. I don't know if this is what Tench heard. I think he heard something else, but there are definitely like other times where we're going through the back rooms and you hear this music. I mean, maybe we can let me see if I can find that video of him and see if it is what he heard. What video is, I think it's informational video. I think this is the one. Let me see here. I think it's this one, right?
Guys, do you hear this?
It might be. That might be what he hears. No, it doesn't sound that way from this.
Hey.
I don't know, let's... Yeah, that doesn't sound the same there. But I know we've heard that music, I think even in the video with the kid. Let me bring this back up. Found footage too.
Is there anybody in here? Okay. Please help me.
I could have swore we heard it in here somewhere.
Is there anybody in there? Oh, get in here. Okay, this makes no sense. Recording. What? Does it...
Maybe not. I don't know. I guess not. I guess not in this video. But I could have sworn in some of the previous videos we've heard that music playing in the background, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've definitely heard that music playing somewhere before. Maybe it was the guy that actually fell down in Pitfalls. Let me open this video up. Maybe it was this one.
Hallway, and it's right about the null zones.
No. I guess not. I guess not. I don't know. I don't know. I swear I remember hearing that somewhere else in one of the other videos, but I can't think of which one. I'm sure what the ringing phone means. Maybe it's at his family. Maybe the phone is at async and nobody answering is supposed to indicate that they were shut down. Maybe I feel like it's a situation where I think it's Tench trying to call his family and just no one's there for whatever reason. Maybe async took the cover up too far and they got rid of his family too. Maybe that's an indication of that. Maybe the music is an indication that a portal had opened up and his family got sucked into the back rooms as well, and no one knows they're missing yet. I don't know. I don't know. But there's still definitely a lot of unanswered questions here, as that is the last video in his current playlist of this series. So, like I said, I guess we're gonna follow up at some point soon with a breakdown video and see. I have to leave it up. Yeah, exactly. There are a few ways. Yeah, there certainly are a bunch of ways that could be interpreted. But I mean, like I think Michael said, he could still be working on more stuff. He's just been busy with other stuff and hasn't had the time to continue this project, and or has been working on like a more in-depth, like full movie to finish up with whatever's going on or to expand on it. So I guess we'll have to see. But I guess that's it for now. I guess that's all we get for now. So we'll have to follow up with the breakdown video to see, you know, what else there is to glean from that. But very interesting. I would definitely like to learn more, and hopefully Kane Pixels is able to finish that if he indeed is still working on it. So, but that's gonna do it for this video, guys. And I guess so far for the Backroom series. Like I said, we'll find a follow-up video for me to for us to go through and see if we can glean any kind of more information, see if any of my theories and speculations are close to, I guess, what's going on. But yeah, that's gonna do it for now, guys. Appreciate you. Links down below in the description for Kane Pixels' channel and to his playlist for this Backroom series. Do me a favor, click those links, give the videos a like, give him a sub if you enjoyed this. We're doing this live for my YouTube members. So if you'd like to come in and join the discussions that we have as we go through a lot of these different videos and theorize and speculate and join in our discussions, we'd love to have you guys in here and hear your opinions on things, etc., etc. You can also get videos, early access to videos up to a week before I release them to the public, as well as other benefits, sub Discord, etc. So click the join button down below. There's also a link in the description to the membership benefits. Take a look at those. If you would like to take your support to the next level monetarily, I would greatly appreciate it. It would help me, you know, be able to continue to focus on YouTube for you guys and to focus making content. But regardless, I just appreciate you guys coming in or hanging out and watching the videos. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider leaving a like and a sub, because it helps me and it helps the channel grow. And I just hope you're having a wonderful day whenever you're watching this. Thank you very much for taking the time to do so, and we'll see you guys on the next one.